Welcome guys, this is Nolan with Tacticon Armament, and today we are doing some new shooter school. I want to get back to this. I want to really make a fledged out playlist for the new shooter, and I figure now is better time than any. So today we are going to break down how to clean and maintain your magazines. I figure this might be some common knowledge to a lot of people, but for the people just getting into it, you might not know correctly how to do it, or maybe some little nuances, or you just want a guide to show you how. Either way, I'm here for you. Let's get it done. So the things you're going to need for this are obviously a magazine. 2, I suggest you get a punch, or you could use a small Phillips head screwdriver, maybe a small flathead screwdriver. Don't use a knife, it's a bad call. I've used a pen before, but if you can get a punch, get a punch. It makes your life a whole lot easier. Some paper towels, some cleaner. This is CLP, it stands for Clean, Lube, and Protect. It's got a little solvent in there and lubrication, so it'll help the oil, the metals and whatnot, and a wet paper towel for some simple cleaning. So to preface here, guys, there are a lot of different magazines. There are tons of different magazines under the sun, different manufacturers for different weapons, and the list goes on and on. I am going to show you today the 2 most common, the AR and the Glock. The reason because most magazines that I have encountered with most weapon platforms that I have used break down in a similar fashion. The oddballs are out there, and you know what? When we get to that, we get to that. But for today, I just want to show you the most common, and it'll help you out. And maybe if you have something that's not as common, it'll help you out too. So let's go down to a hands close view and I'll show you what's going on. Did you know most of you guys are unsubscribed that are watching? It hurts my heart too, greatly. I cry myself to sleep every night thinking about it. You don't want me to cry myself to sleep, do you? Me either. So please get down there, like, share, comment, subscribe. It costs you nothing. It helps us out so much. Thank you. Now that we're up close, let's kind of talk about why you would want to keep your mags clean. As you can see, this one is the most dirty. It's got dirt all over it, it's got a little bit of mud, and it's got grit and dirt buildup around the feed lips. And what that means is the more dirt and the more grit gets into your firearm, the higher likelihood of malfunction, and during a real world scenario, malfunctions equal death. We don't want to die, I don't want to die, I don't want you to die. Let's stay alive. So let's keep our magazines clean and we'll maintain them properly. Up here is the most important bit that you want to keep clean. The rest of this is mostly just surface dirt, and honestly, it could be left. That being said, let's just clean it since we're cleaning it anyways. We like things clean here. We like things nice, right? So as I said before, I'm only going to show you the 2 most common because they pretty much translate into most other things. If they don't, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll make a video for you soon. But let's start with the AR magazine here. What I like to do first is I like to completely disassemble the magazine so that way I have all my parts in front of me. Down here on the bottom, this little gray tab right here holds in the base plate. It's a little piece of plastic on the bottom of the spring that holds in the base plate. To get the base plate off, what you do is you apply pressure onto that gray little nib, and then you're going to slide the base plate backwards. Right here, we have the nib off, and we're going to continue sliding the base plate backwards. I'm going to retain the bottom of the spring. Base plate comes off, set it right here. Spring comes out. Got to push in on the follower a little bit, and here we are. I've got all of my pieces in front of me. Let's clean the exterior of the magazine first, and then I'll break into the spring. For surface gunk and stuff like that, it's rather simple. You could take this thing and you can run it under the water, you could scrub it with a scrub brush. I'm just gonna use a paper towel for now, but you can. Let's say there's more dirt, grime, and grit in here. You could take an air compressor, blow it out, the canned bottles of air that you would use for a computer, leaf blower, whatever you have, right? You could blow it out, you could use your mouth, you could blow that out, whatever it may be, it's rather simple to clean. Now, this is a polymer magazine, meaning it's plastic. It's a super high strength plastic. Metal mags, if you wash them with water, make sure you dry them properly. You don't want them to rust. So let's get to cleaning. I'm just gonna take my wet paper towel and I'm going to clean the exterior of the magazine. It's pretty self-explanatory, but we're gonna show you anyways. I'm gonna clean it all off here, make it all nice and pretty, and try and get all of the dirt gunk off that I can see. I'm going to reach inside of the feed lips here and kind of work that paper towel inside to get rid of that gunk. Luckily, the magazine wasn't too bad. It's pretty simple. You just wipe it down, you're good to go. From here, I'm just gonna wipe down the base plate. Same exact situation. Some dirt on it, just gonna clean it. Clean off the inside, and there we go. Now we're looking all sorts of pretty and ready to be put back together. But we must address the spring. So I've got a little bit of paint and rust on here, so let's go ahead and handle it accordingly. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a paper towel. I'm gonna fold it over. Little spritz of oil. And I'm going to clean the follower. From here, I'm gonna wipe down the follower, get it all nice and clean. And I'm going to pinch on the spring with the oil part of the rag. And I'm just going to run the spring all the way around and clean off the spring. Just keep running it through the paper towel, getting it all around, making sure the oil gets on there and we're wiping off the grime. So as you can see here, I had a dirty spring. Dirty spring, not good. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe it down just one more time, just an external wipe. Get off that little bit of rust that I saw. And it's that simple because the coatings generally work pretty well. From here, we're going to reassemble the magazine. I'm going to take the magazine. I'm going to take the spring. Now, mind you, the follower is going to insert slope side down. Almost resembles the magazine in an exact same way. We've got the feed lips and it slopes down. Top slopes down. So we're going to insert in the same manner. I insert it into the bottom. I'm going to press down with my fingers. Hold the spring in. Take the base plate. Slip it on. Now, didn't hear a click. So what we need to do is I can see here that it hasn't locked in. I can slide my base plate off. So you need to get back in there with your punch or whatever you're using and move the spring around until it's seated properly. That way your base plate doesn't come off, you don't do a mag reload and your base plate and your spring flies out and you look all silly. I don't want you to look silly, so let's do it properly. So this has been the AR magazine. Now let's break into the Glock Mag. Now on to the Glock magazine. It's pretty much the exact same as the AR mag. It can be a little bit more tricky though because Glock has these little indents here, at least on their newer magazines, that really kind of lock it in there. So I'm gonna do my best to get this on camera for you guys and then I'll show you how to clean it. It's almost the exact same system. So we're gonna push down on the nib here. That allows the base plate to slightly slide forward. I need to make sure the dimple is not on the actual the mag base plate itself, and then slide it forward just like that. It requires a little bit more effort, like I said, but just keep in there, you'll get it. Lock the spring in, base plate comes off, spring comes out. Now the bottom of the spring that actually locks the base plate in separates from the spring. Pull the spring out, and now all of our pieces are here. We have the magazine housing, spring, follower, base plate, and the little piece that holds it in. Same exact system here, guys. It's got a little bit of carbon and stuff built up. I'm just gonna take my rag. I'm gonna use a little bit of the cleaner because that will get rid of the carbon a little bit easier. Just clean up the mag, give it a little wipe. Clean up the feed lips a little bit. I notice I've got some carbon on the inside there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach in, I'm gonna put the rag inside, get it up towards the top there, and pull it through. Just like you would do to clean your rifle barrel with like a swab or maybe even one of the bore snakes. Get it in there, get it all nice and clean, pull it out. Same thing with the spring. Again, paper towel, give it a little spritz, and now I'm just gonna circle the spring on the paper towel, making sure I cover the whole thing in oil to clean it and protect it. Not too bad. Clean off the follower. And now it's time for reassembly. With the AR mag, there was a slope in the front. With here, the follower as well as the magazine aim upwards, just like this. So I'm gonna reinsert. Make sure I put the piece on correctly. The nib is going to go towards the front of the magazine. I'm going to hold it in, take my base plate, slip it on the rails, and now I've got to pop it over those little nibs and click. There we go, we're back into place. Everything's good, it's locked in, and we're good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. I wanted to give you that quick breakdown, that information on how to clean and maintain your magazines, both being AR and Glock. Again, most magazines should follow the same sort of platform. Like I've got a SIG mag here, and it breaks down the same way. I push that little indent on the bottom, base plate comes off, follower comes out, all that good stuff. I've got an AK mag here, works the exact same. So it's really kind of universal. The oddballs are out there, and you got this. I believe in you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. More new shooter school to come. This has been Nolan with Tacticon Armament. Thank you so much for watching.